just like that, a week long of TVET sector activities at the 4th edition of the National Skills Competition is coming to an end tonight, which is the closing ceremony. Now, this is just not the closing ceremony, but this is also an opportunity where the competitors in different trades, that is the 16 trades, will be chosen to represent Namibia. That is at the World Skills Competition that will take place in Shanghai, China, and also just having a reflection of how the week-long activities in the TVET sector has been going. There has been a lot happening. I was on the ground. I got to speak to competitors. I spoke to experts, just giving us a brief on how the TVET sector is key in economic development. Now, joining me is the board member that is of Namibia Training Authority, that is Clef Olefir, just to give us a brief on how the week-long activities in the TVET sector has been going. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Just to start off, giving us a brief, there was also a conference. Perhaps we can start off with the conference, how the conference has been going and also the outcomes of the conference.
The conference has been great. There were a lot of people that were involved in TVET. You know, there were the trainers, there were the employers, you know, there were the sponsors. There was a lot of people here that were interested in TVET, because TVET has become very, very important. You know, already from the first time when Vision 2030 was written, vocational training was seen to drive economic development in this country. And it's been there in almost every document since, but now it's become so important. It has become urgent now. So we really have to now move and expand TVET to all corners of the country, and that also that there are a lot of people that can benefit from this, also to areas that have never been reached by TVET. You know, those marginalized societies, you know, that we do get to them as well, and that we include everybody. So that was a conference about you know, looking at the different aspects of TVET. Also the digitization, you know, which is new now, you know, as to how that is impacting on TVET, and how what we should do to catch up, you know, to that trend that's going worldwide, so that we are not left behind.
So the 4th National Skills Competition ended on a high note, and it's ending on the high note per se, and building on other National Skills Competition that took place. Perhaps just how was this year's National Skills Competition?
It was a fantastic competition. There was 16 trades in which people competed. There was, I think, 176 participants, you know, from all corners of the country. It was not just government vocational training centers, but also private ones, and also NUST also competed. So it was quite a wide group of participants that took part. For me, what stood out is when I was walking among those trades, is how it is now become so varied. You know, previously you just see boys trading, but now it's women, and the women are not just in soft trades, you know, in plumbing, in carpentry and joinery. Everywhere you find women now, you know, and it's a very a good thing. You know, I think in plumbing, for example, the person who's designing it is a woman. You know, and I think for gender equality it is quite a good trend. Yes.
It was quite interesting to see a lady also in automobile technology when I went there to interview some of them, and she was hard at work.
Yes. No, they do, you know, and sometimes you need a softer touch also, you know, for many of these things, and be able to understand things a little bit different. So I think it's good that women are participating. It's just that in the workplace, that there is still a lot of you know, discrimination, I would say. You know, where people look at women and say, how can you be lying under a motor car and so on. But I think it's changing quite a bit. I think there's some companies that are even ahead of us, you know, that are employing women in all different things. But there are also a lot that still have to catch up. Yes.
Tonight is the closing ceremony. What can we expect?
Well, I think we're going to maybe expect some direction from government as to from the Ministry of Education, you know, where this thing is going, and you know, and also the emphasis. I think they will just emphasize again the importance of TVET in the development of the country. Yes.
Mr. Olefir, thank you so much for making time to speak to us.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you.
That was Mr. Clef Olivier, this is the NTA board, giving us a brief on how the National Skills Competition has been performing during the course of the week, and also today being the closing ceremony and the announcement of the competitors that will represent Namibia internationally. We'll be back with more interviews. Welcome back. We are continuing with more interviews. We are joined now currently by the Hyphen Hydrogen representative. Just to give us a brief also, he was also part of the exhibitors here at the National Skills Competition. He's just going to give us a brief on how the activities were for him, and also just giving information of this industry. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Just to give us a brief, Mr. Martin, about the week-long activities and being part of the National Skills Competition. I saw you around giving out information and also just perhaps introducing this industry as well. Just give us a brief on that.
Okay, yeah, we had a lot of visitors to our stand from the schools. It was really excellent engagement with the schools. I think they came from all over a wider field than even Walvis Bay. And obviously, you have to repeat the story over and over again, but we're passionate about our story, so it was really good. And some of the questions that we get back from the learners are really interesting as well, about the environment and the global market and the challenges that we face. What do they need to study? So it's been really good. And then I've been engaging with the competitors as well to see, they've been asking me where do they fit in the hyphen employment story. The trainers as well, especially the training institutions, need to know where they should pivot to satisfy the green hydrogen sector, oil, gas and green hydrogen sector going forward. So I think it's really important that industry has been here. I'm really happy to be here because I'm a TVET nerd anyway, as you know. But I think more and more industry, especially emerging industries like oil, gas, renewable energy, should be here at the next skills competition.
Maybe just a brief as well on the opportunities that are available in this industry.
Now you sound like the learners, because I don't know where to start there, because we're such a new industry, such a huge sector, that if you basically were talking about construction in the Saukai Park, you would need security fences, you need security guards, you need occupational health and safety. Then you need the people who are doing the basic construction, heavy plant operators. Then you go through to technical artisans. And then when you're actually operating a facility that's producing green hydrogen, you need qualified operators as well, maybe in chemical engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering. And then the learners mostly are saying, but I'm studying commerce, is there a place for me? And I'm like, of course there's a place for you, because we are customs, excise, import, exchange rates, all sorts of global trade situations. So studying commerce, studying payroll, studying HR, it all fits. So there's no real limit to the number of occupations you could find in green hydrogen sector.
So how will you describe the National Skills Competition, the 4th edition of 2025?
I think it's just going from strength to strength. My Facebook reminded me this morning that I've been involved with World Skills for 9 years. There was a picture of me pushing some cement around 9 years ago. So I've seen it come from Ramatex to the Dome to Ongodiva. The last one we were at was Ongodiva. And I think it's, I think the competitors look very young, but then I look older, I guess. And I think the tasks are becoming quite more complicated, which I think is good, because when they get to Shanghai, or they came from Lyon in France and they go to Shanghai for the actual world competition, they're going to be competing at a really global standard. And I think the tasks do need to get more complicated. I'm a bit disappointed in the welding, because I know a bit of welding, and when I was looking at the welding, I was like, okay, they could do a bit more practical task there. And I think the electrical probably section looked very complicated for 4 days' work, and I don't think many of them actually finished. But I think if they were all judged equally, then they were all equally talented. So I think it's good that it's got more complicated, but maybe they need more preparation as well.
Perhaps you can also offer your skills.
I could. I'm a jack of all trades, though, and a master of not many. So I could always be in an advisory capacity from the industry point of view, yeah, especially in the conference.
Mr. Martin, thank you so much for talking to us.
You're welcome.
That was Mr. Martin just giving us a brief on the new emerging industries such as green hydrogen, oil and gas, and so forth. But we'll be back with more interviews. Well, another interesting part that is of the National Skills Competition is also having inmates from the Ventu Correctional Facility. Now I'm joined by Gustav Afrikaner just to give us a brief. He was in the fashion technology. He's just going to give us a brief on how the National Skills Competition was for him and being a competitor and showing off his skills. Gustav, welcome.
Yes, welcome.
Gustav, just a brief on you being part of the National Skills Competition and also you being a competitor as well. How was the experience for you?
Yeah, as I have experience in the competition, so somehow there were pressures, but for me to participate in the competition is not just always about winning, but as I learn, you can learn more from others. You can also experience your weaknesses and your strength. So to be in a part of competition, it is very, very nice. I learn a lot of even my competitors. So for me, as I'm here, so to be a part in the fashion technology. So for me, as I'm here in the facility, I'm just not representing for Namibian Correctional Service, but as I'm here, I'm also representing for my region, which is Omaheke region, and also my small village, Vetfley. So my hope and my prayer is one day after my release, I want to become one of the best designers. I want to create job opportunities for my families and for my society. So that's why I decided to take part in National Skills Competition. So to be here to participate in the National Skills Competition, I'm so grateful and so surprised. So thank you.
Are you nervous? Today they are going to announce the winners. Are you nervous?
I'm not nervous. For me, as I stated earlier, to be in the part of competition is just not always about winning, but to learn more. Even if I am being the winner, I will be surprised, but even though I don't win the competition, I will not be discouraged by this, but I will be encouraged and just pull up my socks and move forward and learn more about fashion technology. Thank you.
So you being part of this competition, what are the skills that you are going to carry on from here, what you have learned throughout the competition?
The skills that I've learned from my fellow competitors is the way of coming up with things and the methods. Sometimes you are using the tricky or difficult method and it's a bit slow, so it's better to learn from others to use an easiest way to come up with a thing. Because the competition is, as I experience, it's a time, and time is pushing and the pressure is too high. That is the moment that you are stressing, but I learn also to control even your stress, to not misbehave. Yes, thank you.
Gustav, thank you so much. All the best.
Thank you.
Gustav Afrikaner, he was a competitor in fashion technology, of course giving us a brief on how the competition was for him and also just going forward. He wants to represent his village as well, not just the Ventu Correctional Facility. We'll be back with more interviews. Welcome back. We continue with more interviews. Now we are joined by the project manager of the National Skills Competition 2025. That's Mr. Sensho Longo. Just to give us a brief again on how the competition was this year. Welcome.
Thank you, Salima.
Take us through the 2025 National Skills Competition.
Well, as the project manager, I'm very much pleased to say that the competition is growing. Looking back to when we started in 2016 with a total of 10 skills area with only about 100 competitors, now seeing the competition grown to a total of 16 skill areas with over 170 plus competitors. It's just amazing. Looking at the quality of the test project, looking to the quality of the organizing team, the quality of the event, really we could see Namibia is set to go higher in terms of skills competitions.
You mentioned about the trades that were also increased. Maybe take us through the trades that were added this year.
Recently we added mechanical engineering CAD, that's mechanical CAD. We also added web technology. Previously we added mechatronics, and we also added water technology. Yeah, otherwise the other trade that we started off in 2010, they remain here. We continue receiving an expression by different industries wanting, of course, their skills also to become part of the competition. We do conduct an evaluation process that inform us which skill comes in based on the demand, based on affordability, and of course based also on the national priorities that we have set in state priorities.
So today is not only the closing ceremony, we are also going to announce the competitors, overall winners of these trades. Perhaps take us through that and what will happen after the winners are announced.
Okay, I should first congratulate all the competitors that the fact that they are all here, they should feel like winners. It takes really an effort and it takes a skill to come to the National Skills Competition, because these people were selected from more than 5,000 prospective competitors that attended the selection competitions in the region. Then to bring that number down to 170 something, already they have demonstrated already their ability. Now from that 170 something competitors, we are going to select winners that are going to represent Namibia next year at the International Skills Competition in Shanghai. So normally it goes by awarding a gold medalist, a silver medalist, and a bronze medalist. And we've got also a system that looks at possibilities of ties, that you would have maybe in a category 2 gold winners and 2 whatsoever. No, we have a very robust system that makes sure the best of the winners are rewarded. But as I indicated, all of them to me, they are champions, and I'm very proud of them. I'm very proud of the projects that I saw in the workshops as we had the competition over the past 4 days.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That was Mr. Sensho Longo. He's the project manager of the National Skills Competition 2024. Just saying that, it's not only about those that will be awarded today, but it's also him being proud of all the competitors that took place in the National Skills Competition 2025. We'll be back. Welcome back. I'm joined now by this young, beautiful lady. Her name is Ndapewa Ndengu, and she's not even just from a vocational training institution, but she's from a high school. And I've been observing her while she was participating, that is in restaurant services, and also just her being so focused and concentrating on her competition area. Welcome, and just tell us a brief about yourself, and then you get into how the experience was for you.
My name is Ndapewa. I came from another secondary school, and I'm a competitor taking part in restaurant services. Well, the experience was actually kind of overwhelming, but also very great. I learned a lot, and I got to see new institutions, and I would actually like to take part in other trades as well. I got to learn new skills, actually. It was very great.
So from now, after the National Skills Competition, is it something that you want to pursue after high school?
Yes, I would actually like to pursue it.
And what experiences are you taking along from what you have learned to your school, to your peers, and also just the way forward for you?
Actually, I'm taking the experiences where I got to see web technology and water technology, how they actually deal with the water, and I would actually like to introduce it to our school, and also how we cater at our school. I would like to teach the kitchen more about it.
Today is the announcement of the winners in all the trades. And are you nervous? How are you feeling?
I'm actually feeling kind of nervous but also excited, having hope that I will get a prize.
Ndapewa, all the best.
Thank you, Miss.
That was Ndapewa Ndengu, Restaurant Services, a competitor in restaurant services. She was just telling us how the experience has been for her and also what the skills that she picked up. We'll be back. Well, we continue with more interviews. Now we are going to find out from those that are part of the vocational training centers that also exhibited and had some of their students being part of the competition. Now I'm joined by Irma. Yes, she's just going to introduce herself briefly and tell us about their vocational training center. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me. I'm Irma Solomons from AfriSay Vocational Training Center. We're based in Warfish Bay, and our students did not take part this time. We exhibit and we sponsor for the National Skills.
It's good.
Yes.
Good. And I saw a lot of learners coming to the exhibitions, asking questions and also just interested in the VTC sectors. Maybe perhaps just a brief on how the information sharing session went.
It was exciting to see that we could fill the minds of the young ones finishing school, because they have this perception that TVET, vocational training centers is just for those ones that can't make it to universities and so forth. However, if you're talented, sometimes we're gifted, so we have to make use of that gift. And the TVET sector and the institutions is but just that vehicle to bring you there. You can become an entrepreneur and so forth. So that's what we actually at our stall was telling them, that it's not just if you're a dropout or if you're grade 10 and so forth, but it's a vehicle to take you to bring our country to industrialization.
How will you describe the National Skills Competition 2025? Is it your first time participating?
No, it's my second time. Yes, I was a part of the first time when it was at Ramatex in Windhoek. Yes, so for me, it was more the excitement and how our youngsters or the participants, the competitors, were taking a hold of what they were taught at their VTCs, as well as how they owned their calmness and their skill set to just concentrate on what's at hand. And I think they will make out good competitors when they go to the world platform, whoever wins here.
Lastly, just being a training institution, what skills, what gap is there perhaps in terms of what you have observed and what you feel like perhaps we need to concentrate on as a nation?
I personally think we should grab our youngsters already when they're in grade 9, and so that we could start them earlier rather than later, the grade 10 or 11, and then just set our kids on the path of finding that space or that thing that they can do with their hands, that they feel like winners. Because at the end of the day, I must say Namibia is a winning country at the moment and in the past, and I have no doubt the youngsters coming up with robotics and AI and the green hydrogen and oil and gas that we are so putting out there on the platforms, our youngsters must grab that and run with it as well and help us as a nation to achieve our goals.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right, of course, we are just finding out about the importance of the vocational training centers and also the role that they played in the National Skills Competition. We had a lot of students that came from vocational training centers. Now, that is all we had for you at the red carpet, interviewing delegates and also just competitors that were part of the competition. So I'm handing over to Elago Shitatala, who will be leading you in the next proceedings of the evening. Thank you so much.
This is what you are, go with Kasahota. This is what you are, go with Kasahota.
May we please all rise for the national and AU anthems.
Whose blood waters
may take a seat. Thank you. Honorable Natalia Twahosis, Governor of the Erongo region, His Worship Blasius Goraseb, Mayor of Swakopmund, Her Worship Cornelia Iambula, Mayor of Okahao, His Worship Tara Shaliefu, Mayor of the town of Ngwediva, Mr. Jerome Mutumba, Chairperson of the Namibia Training Authority Board of Directors, Mr. Eric Fundula Nengwanya, CEO of the Namibia Training Authority, invited guests, industry leaders, our competitors and experts, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen here at the Dome, and those tuned in through the NBC TV and radio and the various streaming platforms, good evening and a warm welcome to the closing ceremony of the 4th National Skills Competition Swakopmund. It shows that we are truly excited to be here this evening. I'm sure it was a very exciting week, but now the day has come. My name is Ilago Shitatala, and I will be officiating the proceedings for this evening. Well, the journey leading up to today began earlier this year with regional competitions where the competitors who competed this week at the National Skills were selected. What took months of preparations is now winding down with today's closing award ceremony. For the past week, we saw the Dome light up with a representation of some of Namibia's best skills. It was filled with so many activities. The exhibition floor was lit. TVET conference also took place discussing pertinent issues pertaining to technical and vocational education. And of course, the competition, which many of us are here to witness being awarded, as the competitors were working very hard trying to emerge victorious. We saw 179 trainees who were competing in 16 skill sets, and they were representing over 40 TVET institutions from across Namibia. Do we have Namibia in the house today? Do we have the Karas region here? Do we have the Karas region in the house? Do we have the Hardap region in the house? Okay. Do we have Oshana here? Ohangwena region? Lovely. Kavango East and West? All right. And Erongo, are you here? All right. Thank you so much, Erongo, for hosting us this year. You have been an incredible host. And we'd like to say congratulations to all the competitors and their experts for the work that they've been putting in, and all of you in this room for playing your individual roles in making the national skills for the year 2025 possible. Please give yourselves a loud round of applause. Now, I know that you will not find a program on your seats this evening. This is due to some challenges that we faced, but I am here to ensure that you know what is happening, when, and how. But let me just take you through the program that is scheduled for this evening. We will have welcoming remarks by the Mayor of Swakopmund, that is His Worship Blasius Goraseb. We will also have remarks by Mr. David Huey, that is the CEO of WorldSkills International. The program is displayed there on our screen, so please pay attention to the screens to follow with me. After this, the remarks by the CEO, we will then listen to remarks by Mr. Eric Fundula Nengwanya, who is the Chief Executive Officer for the Namibia Training Authority. Now, his address will be followed by a keynote address that is by Honorable Natalia Twahosis, the Governor of the Erongo region, and then the exciting moment, the moment that has gathered us here, will then take place. That is the presentation of awards that will be followed by a vote of thanks by Mr. Jerome Mutumba, the chairperson of the Namibia Training Authority. We will then, of course, as customary, close off our ceremony with the national and AU anthems. But do not despair, I'll keep you updated as the program is going along. Well, this is exactly how our Saturday is going to end. We are celebrating Namibia's skills. The best of the best are here in the house today. So I would like to then call up, without any further ado, His Worship, Mr. Blasius Gorasep, to give us the welcoming remarks.
Honorable Natalia Tmakoses, Governor of the Erongo region, ladies and gentlemen, I stand on the protocol as established by our Director of Ceremonies. Good evening. At the opening ceremony of the National Skills Competition Swakopmund 2025, you were welcomed to our beautiful town, the jewel in the tourism crown of our mighty Erongo region. Tonight, we welcome you again, but this time to the closing ceremony, which is all about our competitors. We have witnessed dynamic demonstration of their skills. We have witnessed how they were pursuing personal fulfillment through the power of their skills. And soon, we will recognize their effort and hand over medals and awards. To all our competitors, I say congratulations. You have reached an important milestone in your individual skills journeys. Continue to grow and soar to new and greater heights. May your passion for learning never cease. And may you grow into your passion for your skill each and every day. For the past few days, Swakopmund became Namibia's technical and vocational skills capital. In staging the 4th National Skills Competition, we recognize the strong inroads we are making in leveraging the value of technical and vocational career options. Swakopmund is happy. We are not complaining. Thank you to the organizing team for this opportunity through which we could collaborate with you and through which we were able to once again bring to the forefront the importance of skills in our country's development. You deserve a round of applause. So thank you all for being with us, and remember that Swakopmund stands ready to host you again and again and again. Welcome and thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor, for those welcoming remarks. Definitely, we have been feeling at home here in Swakopmund throughout the week, and thank you very much for hosting us. Now, the National Skills Competition Swakopmund and the National Skills generally are staged under the auspices of the World Skills International. And during the opening ceremony, we learned that some of the gold medalists from the 16 skilled trades, they will be participating at the World Skills International next year, that is in Shanghai, China. Now, this is obviously on the condition that the medalists will meet the requirements of the international skills competition that is taking place in China, as I indicated. We now have the CEO of World Skills International virtually, that is Mr. David Huey, to give us his remarks and to just also speak to us as we are winding down our national skills. Let's take a look at that on our screens behind me.
Excellencies, distinguished delegates, experts, organising team, partners, and most importantly, competitors. It is a privilege to offer my congratulations at the closing ceremony of the 4th National Skills Competition of Namibia. Over the past days, we have witnessed Namibia's 6th National Development Plan in action. You have seen young people empowered with skills, creating pathways to employment and shaping a future of innovation and prosperity for Namibia. This event has lived up to its theme, elevating the quality and impact of Namibia's TVET delivery model. Through its 3 interconnected components, the skills competition, the exhibition, and the conference, World Skills Namibia has not only celebrated skills, but also strengthened the bridges between youth, industry, and TVET. To the competitors, I thank you for your commitment to skills. You are all World Skills Namibian champions. You have proven that skills open doors, transform lives, and build nations. On behalf of the World Skills community, I congratulate Namibia for its leadership in advancing TVET, and I applaud every participant, partner, event organizer, and friend for making this event a catalyst for lasting impact. We look forward to welcoming you in just 1 year to World Skills Shanghai 2026 and the World Skills Conference, where the world's top skilled talent will take to the global stage for skills, and education leaders, policymakers, industry and ministers will gather for a global conversation on the future of skills. Thank you and congratulations to all.
Well, thank you very much to Mr. David Huey, who is the Chief Executive Officer of World Skills International. Now, here locally, we have various organizations and institutions and stakeholders that really make sure that the national skills happen every year and that they are able to also field competitors for the World Skills International. One such institution that has been heading and leading the National Skills competition is the Namibia Training Authority. And this evening, we have the CEO, that is Mr. Eric Fundula Nengwanya, to give us the remarks on behalf of the Namibia Training Authority. A round of applause, please.
Thank you very much, Elao. Honorable Governor Natalia Kakuses, the Regional Governor of the Long Region, the TVET supporters, Your Worship the Mayor of Swakopmund, Honorable Councillors, local and regional councillors of different regions. I can recognize the representative from Moshana, representative from Msati, Ohangwena, Hardap, and also the Juba. I also want to recognize and thank the presence of our law enforcement community. Allow me also to thank the presence of the board members of Namibia Training Authorities, the Deputy ED of our ministry, the gentlemen who have been standing by us all this time, the members of the task force that have responsibility of transforming our TVET sector as per NDP 6, training providers, participants, colleagues from the media, ladies and gentlemen. This evening we are here to simply celebrate what has been happening here for the last 5 days. We want to recognize and thank our artisans, the participants, the young people who were here to showcase their talent. In recognition of this event, like I have indicated, we are celebrating the milestone in rebranding TVET sector as a key economic drivers for Namibia. This transformation is aligned with our National Development Plan 6, and it's aiming at economic growth, inclusiveness, resilience, and development priorities. So important to address skills gap and of course to support the economic transformation. When we talk about economic transformation, we want to look at how TVET can create employment and how TVET can reduce poverty and how TVET can innovate the entrepreneurship and our young people to make sure that learning by doing can lead them to run successful enterprises in Namibia. And our focus, ladies and gentlemen, when we are equipping these young people with skills, our focus is beyond local economical development. We want these young people to save and take part in a global village. We are part of the global village, and we want our people to take part in that global economy. So we do not prepare you for our economy only, but we want you to go and take part in any other employment in this world. When we talk about transformation of our TVET sector, we want to bring it to the par of the other countries in Africa and the countries at the global level. When we had our conference, you have seen that we have invited our colleagues from different countries. The purpose is to share the skills, knowledge, and of course, compare the notes. I also want to acknowledge our good friends, the exhibitors who came from different institutions, such as industry, training institutions, and any other establishment that decided to come and exhibit their knowledge here this afternoon. We from NTA want to also make sure that our team who were here under the chairmanship of Mr. Shilongo, who is the Chief Operating Officer of Namibia Training Authority, on his absence here today. You have done a great job, and we have to thank you and inform Namibian people that you have capacity and the competence to organize events, and we should use you for any other event, the Honorable Governor, of this magnitude. So today we are going to inform the Namibian people, the nation, who are the winners of this competition. We will reward them, and I mean reward them handfully so. Our board resolved that we need to make sure that we reward these competitors very, very well. And I want to since we started these national competitions, there was no such arrangement. But the board realized it is very important for us to look from the very scarce resources and making sure that we motivate these young people. So the award ceremony will be done here, but the award of monitoring will be done in Windhoek at a near stage. We are going to inform the public when that is going to take place. We also want to thank our young people, 179, who participated in this very important competition to our people and to our country. And we will not, we know we are not, it's not all of us going to win. There will be always a winner. But what is important is you are here, you participated, you effectively committed, and we appreciate you. There will be those that will be the winner, but nobody, no loser here. All of us we are calling for Namibian people to realize the importance of TVET sector. TVET is an economic enabler. TVET is a sector that is used to build economy in the world. And without TVET, we cannot talk about economic transformation. We have to put our energy, all of us, to support TVET education. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy that we have arrived at this stage, at the end of the competition. I am here just to thank each and everybody on behalf of Namibia Training Authority. And remember, I needed to to know when to end, because I am speaking on behalf of my bosses, and they are all here. So, but honestly, I want to thank the organizers, and I want to thank you, Honorable Governor, for making sure you are here to support the TVET process. Thank you very much.
Another round of applause for our CEO. And thank you for that very important message. We truly cannot talk about economic transformation without TVET. That is really critical. And I think we all heard when he said that this year, the competitors who are going to emerge victorious will be rewarded very, very well. A round of applause for that. So I think we are all excited to find out who's going to be rewarded very, very well. So I don't really want to waste anyone's time, but I'll just like for us to listen to another very important message that is the keynote address this evening that is being done by Honorable Natalia Tuahoses, who is the governor of the Erongo region. A round of applause for her, please. Now, Governor, when you were here at the opening ceremony, you were shining, and we could not even confuse in this room who the governor was. And I think we can all agree tonight that she is still shining. We still are not confused. The floor is yours, Governor.
My beautiful daughter, thank you very much. When I did the opening, I brought the energy as shining as I was from Windhoek. Today, I am bringing the energy in this room, dressed by none other than Kostek Swakopmund, the TVET family. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We may be seated. Thank you very much. TVET family, Kostek, Namibia. I feel so comfortable because I look good. I'm dressed by our own industry called TVET, a very Namibian child who is so confident to dress this powerful woman. So thank you once again, TVET family, Kostek Swakopmund. I'm looking good. I don't know what they are saying, but I check in the mirror, and I also check here on the screen, so I look good. Thank you once again. Director of Ceremonies, thank you very much for the opportunity granted. The Mayor of Swakopmund Municipality, Your Worship, plus yes, Korasep. Other mayors present here. I'm told the Mayor of Ongwetiva. I've seen my sister from Okahao. Thank you very much for blessing this very important occasion with your presence. The regional councillors from the different regions present here, constituencies present here. Thank you very much for your presence. Our Chief Executive Officer of Erongo Regional Council, Dr. Sam Telamo, our Deputy Executive Director in the Directorate responsible for the TVET sector, Dr. Lisho Mundia, thank you very much for your presence. Our CEO of the World Skills International, Mr. David Hoy, thank you very much for that concise yet powerful, inspiring message you have given us this evening. Chairperson of the NTA Board of Directors, Mr. Jerome Mutumba, represented by the board member here, and other board members present here. The CEO, my brother, thank you very much for having thanked me, because I could see your eyes. Your eyes were only focused on the governor. Because yes, I'm dressed by your industry. Thank you very much, Dr. Eric, for your wonderful words. Women and men in uniform, the security cluster, thank you for your presence tonight. Esteemed invited guest, the entire TVET family present here since the opening until the closing ceremony, experts, skills assistants, and the team leaders, and our true guest of honor, our competitors. Good evening to you all. Good evening to you all. Thank you very much. Business unusual. If I greet, please respond. You can see here also, I don't wear those expensive handbags, so I'm greeting you, so thank you very much. I don't know how to entertain you because you are so tense. You can even see you can wear Costec handbag without those expensive shining things, Madam Board of Directors, you know, and you still look relevant. Before anything else, I congratulate Namibia Training Authority, WorldSkills Namibia, partners, sponsors, and project team members for the tireless and resilient effort and for working so hard behind the scenes to make National Skills Competition Swakopmund 2025 the success it has been. In organizing and staging this event, you draw attention to our country's upward trajectory in advancing the national objective of increasing the provision and development of technical and vocational skills. National Skills Competition Swakopmund 2025 has been an eye-opener and has lived up to its billing as a thriving platform for celebrating its success. Over the 4 days of competition, 16 competition areas were hives of activity as these young women and men led us into their world of skills, talent, and passion. The 3-day skills conference was a platform for dialogue for policymakers and training managers to identify and dissect issues pertinent to skills development. And the 4-day skills exhibition attracted thousands of learners, parents, and community leaders who learned more about viable and attractive skills career options. Indeed, this has been a mammoth undertaking, and the organizing team's resilient and committed effort has allowed us to make further inroads in leveraging the value of technical and vocational career options. NDA Board Chair, Mr. Mutumba, with your team of directors, and the CEO, Tate Eric, with your team, you definitely deserve a warm round of applause. Well done, well done, well done. Director of Ceremonies, esteemed invited guests, the 3-tier event has once again brought the importance of technical and vocational education and training, TVET, to the fore. To echo the words of Mr. Eric at the opening ceremony, and I quote, TVET is no more on the periphery. It is now a core and vital component of our national educational system, end of quote. Regardless the perspective, the knowledge economy, the blue economy, the circular economy, the Green Deal, the digital economy, you name it. Not only is TVET a critical part of all these approaches, often it has that game changer, stimulant needed to accelerate national economic development. The talent and performance of your young people at this event must inspire us to do more. We must intensify our efforts to align to the ever-evolving demands of our industries. We must marshal the resources required for industry-relevant skills development to thrive. We must generate sustainable public-private partnerships to fully leverage and deliver a sustainable TVET system to spur and sustain our economic growth and development. Those are just some of the expectations. We dare not fail. Esteemed invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, this ceremony is not about what we do and what we can do better to ensure our TVET system is fit for purpose, current and impactful. That component that has been covered at length at the Skills Conference, which concluded on Thursday, and which have generated key and important recommendations for us to consider in doing more for TVET. This ceremony is about celebrating the achievement of all these young women and men, our competitors, who have concluded a tough, demanding, and very emotional 4 days of competition. I came yesterday to witness how emotional this competition was. What we have seen is truly remarkable. The wealth of talents you displayed fills me with confidence that the future is indeed very bright for our country. There is nothing more powerful than young Namibia, young people deeply investing in their skills and their future. Yes, making it to this stage took talent, my young women and men, drive and its dedication. And in as much as only some of you will walk away with medals later tonight, remember that all of you, without exception, are stars in your own right. Congratulations to each one of you for stepping up to challenge. You all deserve a very warm round of applause. Thank you very much. Esteemed invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, next is the international stage. Tonight is a Namibian stage, but next, the winners tonight is the international stage. Let the Namibian flag fly high. World Skills Shanghai 2026. Let the Namibian flag fly high. Let us unite behind our skills champions. Let us ensure they receive the support they need to prepare and be able to represent their skills sector and our country with pride and confidence. Let that very, very well price be indeed very, very well to ensure that our Namibian diplomats are indeed representing us and being prepared thoroughly and represent us with pride and confidence. All the best, everyone. Take care. Let us support these young people. TVET is now. TVET is what we want now in our Namibia that is under construction. TVET must be supported now and for the future. With these few words and with the powers vested unto me, and as a representative of the head of state, the President of our Republic, Dr. Netumbunandi Daitwa, it gives me the singular honor and the privilege to officially declare this 4th National Skills Competition officially closed. And I thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Governor. Thank you for those beautiful words and for ensuring us that with you and the Namibian government, TVET is in good hands. We may take a seat, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, so this is indeed the closing ceremony, and we are coming closer and closer to that moment where we will find out who our winners are, even though we will have no losers, all right? But you know how we people from TV like to do? We like to go on a break before that moment, you know? So I also want us to just, as we are preparing ourselves, I know the competitors' nerves are pretty much high right now, so we want to calm you down with a soothing performance that is by the Swakopmund a cappella singers as we are heading into the award part of this evening's proceedings. So help me welcome with a round of applause the Swakopmund a cappella singers.
I thank you and welcome to National Skills Competition in Swakopmund.
And from the onset, I wish to state pertinently that TVET should not be an option.
This is one of the most critical expertise in the specific World Skills event. The competition is really tough.
When it comes to competition, challenges is always there. You always find challenges.
From the start, they've been training us throughout. They trained us well.
And these students, when they are done, like for a year, they have to go for another year in the industry where they are going to partake in the same activity.
NAMPORT's regulations applies to all employees, contractors, port users, and visitors to the ports of Walfish Bay and Lüritz. It is the responsibility of every individual to take care of their own safety and health, as well as any other person who may be affected by their actions. All personnel, subcontractors, and visitors must report at the security office situated at the main gate to be issued with the appropriate access permits. Entering and leaving the ports are only accessible through the main gates and checkpoints. The port is divided into security zones, and everyone must familiarize themselves with their authorized access levels. All visitors must have prior permission and valid permits to enter. NAMPORT reserves the right to check all personnel, their belongings, the contents of all vehicles, and other items upon entering and leaving the site. Weapons of any nature are strictly prohibited on NAMPORT property. NAMPORT has a zero-tolerance policy on the use of alcohol and substances, which are hence not allowed in all our ports. Everyone entering our premises will be subjected to mandatory alcohol and substance testing. No person who is under the influence shall be allowed to enter the premises.
gentlemen, it is now that moment that we've all been waiting for. Are we ready? Can I hear a TVET from the crowd? You don't sound ready. TVET again from the crowd, please. Very well. It's now time for us to find out who are those who will be walking away with medals from those that competed at the National Skills Competition this year that is taking place right here in Swakopmund. But before we get to that moment, I just really want to explain some critical information about the awards and prizes. Now, the National Skills Competition Swakopmund 2025 is staged under the auspices of the World Skills International. In awarding medals to winners, the National Skills Competition Swakopmund 2025 subscribes to the World Skills International Medals and Awards Framework. So please allow me to share some more context. The results we are going to share have been made available by the chairperson of the National Skills Competition Swakopmund 2025 Competition Committee, following validation thereof by all experts. As no appeals were lodged by any of the experts, the results were duly ratified by the National Skills Competition Swakopmund 2025 Steering Committee, and as such are now considered to be the final results. For the purpose of this closing ceremony, we are only going to focus on those competitors who came first, second, and third, respectively, in each skill, who are to be awarded gold, silver, and bronze medals. The full results detailing the performance of all competitors are to be uploaded on the World Skills Namibia website only after we conclude this event. So you can go onto that platform and find out how you performed in detail. Secondly, in the event of tied medals, when two or more competitors in a particular skill gained the same points, medals are to be awarded as follows. For gold, if 2 gold medals are awarded, there is no silver medal. A bronze medal is awarded to the competitor who comes third. If there are 3 or more gold medals in a skill set, there are no silver or bronze medals awarded. For silver, if there are 2 or more silver medals, there is no bronze medal. A gold medal is awarded to the competitor who comes first. And now looking at bronze, if there are 2 or more bronze medals, a gold medal and a silver medal is awarded to the competitors who come first and second, respectively. Thirdly, after a skill champion and medalists are crowned, we are to award the competitor with the highest points of the overall competition out of all skills, with the best competitor award that we know as the President's Award. If it so happens that we end up with more than one competitor jointly sharing in this overall highest score, they are both to share in this award. Ladies and gentlemen, when Mr. Eric Fundula Nengwanya was here, he said the competitors this year will be rewarded very, very well. Now, this is what he meant. Each bronze medalist will be awarded 5,000 Namibia dollars. Each silver medalist will receive 10,000 Namibia dollars. And each gold medalist will receive 15,000 Namibia dollars. And the overall winner of the President's Award will receive 20,000 Namibia dollars. Now, as Mr. Eric Fundula explained earlier, this prize money award ceremony will take place in the capital city. For now, we are only awarding the medals this evening, but when you get that medal, just know there's a check coming right after. All right, we are now about to start with the first skill set. I would like to call up some representatives to help me with awarding these medals. Thank you very much, ladies. Now, I would also like to call on to the stage the sponsor for this skill set, which is Automobile Technology, Transportation and Logistics. The sponsor for this skill set is Atlantic Training Institution. And Ms. Angela Kotze, the First Aid and Basic Life Support Instructor, will be handing over these medals. And now I will call on the medalists for this skill set in no particular order. Please note, I'm only calling the medalists. We will find out when they are on stage who is receiving what. So I will call on Halupe K. Samuel, Balombola VTC. And then I'd also like to call on Jackson P. Absalom, Namibia Correctional Service. Furthermore, Christopher S. Mbundu, Rundu, VTC. And Bernard I. Hamaseb, Okakarara, VTC. Is Bernard in the building? Is he making his way to the podium? Well, here he goes. Well, let's now find out which medals these gentlemen will be walking away with. In the category of bronze, we have Bernard I. Hamasep Okakarara VTC. Now, the bronze medal is being shared by Bernard as well as Halupe K. Samuel, Balombola VTC. So, Halupe, you must just come and stand next to Bernard. Now, walking away with the silver medal is Christopher Mbundu, Rundu, VTC. And I guess it goes without question that Mr. Jackson P. Absalom from the Namibia Correctional Service walks away with a gold medal. So as you know, the Namibia Correctional Service is also being represented here at the National Skills Competition. I always say that the National Skills Competition does not discriminate. If you have the skill, they will accommodate. Another round of applause for the medalists. All right. Now, these are the medalists for the Automobile Technology Skill Set. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Congratulations, and you may take a seat. We are now moving on to our second skill set. We are moving in alphabetical order with these skill sets. The second one is bricklaying, construction and building technology. And for that, I'd like to call on the sponsor, that is Atlantic Training Institution, and the representative for this institution is Ms. Angela Kotze, for First Aid and Basic Life Support Instructor. Thank you so much for coming back onto the stage. I'll call on the medalists in no particular order. The first one is Kauraire Shawe Kosden Oshwarongo. And then up next, we have Emmanuel Nathaniel Balombola VTC. We also have Vilho Shielekeni, Namibia Correctional Service. These are our medalists. And now announcing the winner for the bronze medal in the skill set of bricklaying, construction, and building technology. That goes to none other than Kauraire Shawe Kosdek Oshiwarongo. Ms. Kotse, could you please just hand over the bronze medal? And walking away with the silver medal is Vilho Shielekeni from Namibia Correctional Service. And of course, the gold medalist in the category of bricklaying, construction, and building technology is Emmanuel Nathaniel Balombola VTC. Let's give it up for our medalists in the category of bricklaying, construction, and building technology. Well, there you have it one more time for the medalists in bricklaying, construction, and building technology. Congratulations to you all. You may take your seats. Ms. Kotse, it's safe for you to sit down now. And now moving on to our third skill set, we have cooking, social and personal services. This one is sponsored by Gondwana Collection Namibia. I'd like to call upon the representative of this sponsor, that is Ms. Aloysia Shiweda, who is the digital marketing strategist and sponsorships, to help me hand over these medals. And now I will be calling on the medalists in no particular order. I'll start with Otangi Atuhe Kamukwema Balombola VTC. And then we have Sakeus M.E.4 Nakayale VTC. Followed by Tracy Gaisis from the Namibia University of Science and Technology. We also have Ndapanda Nerongo Balombola VTC. It seems the competitors in this skill set were working very hard, and competition was tough because we have another medalist, Beatrice Muhepa Nast. All right, let's now find out who is walking away with which medal. Are we ready? Well, in bronze, it's being shared not by one, not by two, but by three competitors. So, we're starting with Beatrice Muhepa from NAS, walking away with a bronze medal. Now, she is sharing the bronze medal with Ndapanda Negongo Balombola VTC. And the other bronze medalist in the category of cooking under social and personal services is Otangi Atuhe Kamukwema from Balombola VTC. Is the platform big enough? Well, it seems like the ladies can fit on the platform. Now, our silver medalist in this skill set Isakeus Ifo from Nakayale VTC. And then, of course, we have Tracy Geises walking away with gold, representing NAST. Let's give it up for our medalist in the cooking skill set. Well done, well done. All right, just pose for your picture. Beautiful. Congratulations to all of you. We are now moving over to the fourth skill set, which is electrical installations, construction, and building technology. I'm hearing a lot of excitement for this one. Now, this is sponsored by the Namibia Training Authority, and I'm now calling the CEO of NTA, Mr. Eric Fundula Nengwanya, to please hand over these medals. A round of applause for Mr. Nengwanya, please. Now, he will be handing over the medals in no particular order to the following individuals. Johannes Kwevi Namwater. All right. Mr. Johannes Kwevi will be joined by Mr. Ashimbanga Abel Mbepo Nakayale VTC. These are the only medalists in this skill set. This usually happens in a situation where there are minimum requirements for a specific medal. And sometimes when individuals do not meet that requirement, that medal is not handed over. This is to be on par with the World Skills International standards. So this is just to explain. I hope we understand what's happening with this skill set. So we are handing over a bronze, and the bronze goes to none other than Johannes Kwevi Namwater. Which medal do we think Mr. Mbepo is walking away with? Not silver? Just gold. You are right. Mr. Ashimbanga Abel takes away gold from Nakayale VTC. Thank you very much, Mr. Nengwanya, and congratulations to the medalists in this category of electrical installations. All right, you may take your seats, and we will now move on to the fifth skill set, which is fashion technology, creative arts, and fashion. The sponsor for this skill set is AfriSay Vocational Training Center, and that will be represented by Ms. Irma Solomons, who is the Chief Executive Officer at AfriSay. Please join us on stage, ma'am. I will now call up the medalists in no particular order. Wilhelmina Amadila Balombola VTC. As she's making her way to the podium, I'd also like to call on Sarah Hamwala Onawa Senior Secondary School. The secondary schools are also representing. And then I'd like to call upon Pedua Nandoshitoa Khobabas VTC. Welcome, ladies. Now we're going to start with a bronze medalist, and that is none other than Pedua Nandochi Tuowa from Kobabas VTC. Congratulations to you. Well, next up, we have the silver medalist, that is Sarah Hamalwa from Onawa Senior Secondary School. Well, it is evident that the secondary schools are really doing great when it comes to TVET. Sarah is showing us that. And of course, taking away the gold medal is Velhelmina Amadila Balombola VTC. There you have it. Those are the medalists in the category of cooking. All right, congratulations to you, ladies. You may take your seats. Thank you so much to Madam Irma for also handing over those medals. We are now moving over to the next skill set, which is hairdressing under social and personal services. This one is sponsored by the Namibia Training Authority, and it is represented by Ms. Eva Fritz, the NTA board member. Please join us on stage, ma'am. Allow me to now announce the medalists in no particular order. We have Melbarine Daniels from Am's Beauty Parlor. I would also like to call on Raylene Claassen, Am's Beauty Parlor. Welcome, ladies. And finally, joining the two on stage will be Lenique van Wyk from Eros Girls School. Another school represented here at the National Skills Swakopmund 2025. And now, announcing the medal, starting with bronze. We have Lenique van Wyk from Eros Girls School. Well done, congratulations. Taking the silver medal in this category is Melbarine Daniels, Am's Beauty Parlor. And then, of course, walking away with a gold medal, Raylene Claassen from Am's Beauty Parlor.
I'm feeling strong like
Congratulations to you all, ladies. Well done. You may take your seat. We are moving on swiftly with many more skill sets to go. We are now heading over to number 7, which is joinery under construction and building technology. The sponsor for this skill set is COSDEC, and I would like to call on Ms. Penehafo Kaulinge, who is the manager for training and curriculum at COSDEC. Please join us on stage, ma'am. A round of applause for her, please. And now I'll call on the medalists in no particular order, starting with Tobias Itana, NDF Osona. I love the excitement, Tobias. Next up is Muvatare Ngauyake Okakarara VTC. And then we have Martin Mokahwa Balombola VTC. We also have James Lee Malwa Windhoek VTC. Welcome, gentlemen. It's now time for you to find out who is walking away with which medal. We are starting with the bronze category, and with the bronze medal, it is a shared medal between James Lee Malwa from Windhoek VTC and also walking away with a bronze medal is Martin Mokahwa from Balombola VTC. Competitors, who between the two is walking away with gold and silver? Who's taking gold? Who's taking silver? I think there's a confusion there. So let me take you out of despair. Silver medal goes to Tobias Itana from NDF Osona. Silver medal, sir. Mr. Tobias, yes. Thank you very much. And of course, all right. And of course, with a gold medal, Muvatare Ngauyake Okakarara VTC. Congratulations to you all, gentlemen. And now for our 8th skill set. We have Mechanical Engineering CAD under Manufacturing and Engineering Technology, and the sponsor for that is the Namibian Broadcasting Corporation. I'd like to call on the representative for this skill set, that is Mr. Michael Jimmy, who is the NBC board member. A round of applause to him, please. And then I'd like to call on the medalists in no particular order, starting with Jeremiah Shilongo. Jeremiah Shilongo is followed by Bonifacius Shikudule. There are no institutions listed on my document. I apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. We also have Joy Mbumba. Well, these are the medalists. Let's now find out who is walking away with which medal. Walking away with a bronze medal, we have none other than Bonifacius Shikudule. And then next up, taking the silver medal is Jeremiah Shilongo. And that, of course, leaves Joy Mbumba with the gold medal. This is Mechanical Engineering CAD. Congratulations to all of you. Let's give it up for the medalists. All right, next up is the skill of mechatronics, in which competitors competed in groups of 2. So this skill set is sponsored by the Namibian Broadcasting Corporation. So I'd like to call Mr. Michael Jimmy to please come back onto the stage for us to hand over these medals. And I would also be calling on the medalists in no particular order. That is Jesse Shapumba from NAST, Bokang Majoro from NAST. We also have Philemon Mengela from NAST and Victor Neshila from NAST. So these individuals were competing in groups of 2, and in this category we only have 2 medals, and they are awarded as follows. Taking silver is Bokang Majoro and Jesse Shapumba from NAST. And that, of course, leaves Philemon Mengela and Victor Neshila walking away with gold from NAST. Congratulations to you, gentlemen. All right, we may take our seats. Thank you so much, Mr. Jimmy. Well, next up, we have the skill set of plumbing and heating under the category of construction and building technology. This one is sponsored by the Namibia Training Authority and is represented by Mr. Edward Kafita, a board member at the NTA. Please join us on stage to hand over the medal, sir. Calling on the medalists, we have Ignatius Jairus from Kosdek Ondangwa. We also have Simon Kandadi and Nana VTC. And Jonas Ambambi, Nam Water. Right. Let me just get right into it and announce that Jonas Ambambi from Namwater takes bronze. Congratulations to him. We also have Ignatius Jairus from Kosdek Ondangwa taking the silver medal. And of course, Simon Kandadi and Nana VTC walking away with gold. A big congratulations to the gentlemen, which are the trainees in the plumbing and heating skill sets. The next skill set is refrigeration and air conditioning under construction and building technology. This one is also sponsored by the Namibia Training Authority, and I'd like to call on Mr. Cliff Olivier to hand over these medals. He is an NTA board member. Round of applause to him, please. And now the medalists are Alpheus Ishitile Balombola VTC, followed by Victor Jason. It doesn't specify from where. Let's give it up for Victor Jason. And then we also have Pendukeni Shangwaja from Nimt Arandis. Well, let's now find out who's walking away with which medal and which prize money. We have another interesting category where we are only awarding gold and silver in this skill set. But we have two competitors who are both taking the silver medal. The first silver medal goes to Alpheus Ishitile Balombola VTC. And the second silver medal goes to Victor Jason. That leaves Pendukeni Shangwaja from Nimt Arandis as the gold medalist. A big congratulations to you, gentlemen. This is in the skill set refrigeration and air conditioning under construction and building technology. A round of applause to them, please. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you, Mr. Olafi. Moving on to the 12th skill set, we have restaurant services under social and personal services. The sponsor for this is Sunset Events and Catering, and it is represented by Ms. Angelina Anton, who is the head chef at the Sunset Events and Catering. Thank you very much for helping us hand over these medals. And now I'll call on the medalists in no particular order, starting with Beverly Oasis from Windhoek, WHCC. Followed by Rauha Oscar, National Correctional Service. While Rauha is making it to the podium, I'd ask Zelda Freaky from the National Youth Service to join them, please. In this skill set, we also only have silver and gold, with 2 individuals walking away with silver. The first silver medalist is Rauha Oscar, National Correctional Service. Congratulations to you. The second silver medalist is Beverly Oasis, WHCC. And of course, Zelda Freaky, National Youth Service, gold. Congratulations to our medalists. Thank you very much, ladies. We're now moving on to the wall and floor tiling construction and building technology that is sponsored by the Namibia Training Authority. I'd like to call upon Mr. Sens Sholongo, Project Manager for the National Skills Competition Swakopmund 2025, to hand over these medals. Thank you so much, sir. And our medalists, we have Derek January, Hardap Correctional Facility. And then we have Nesta Heita, Enana VTC. I'll also ask Irvin Tendekule from Zambezi VTC to join them. Well, in this skill set, we have 2 gold and 1 bronze. The first medal, which is bronze, goes to Irvin Tendekule, Zambezi VTC. And of course, then Nesta Heita and Nana VTC walking away with the first gold, and Derek January with the second gold from Hardap Correctional Facility. Well done, gentlemen. That is the skill set for wall and floor tiling. Well, thank you very much. We may take our seats. Thank you very much, gentlemen. We only have 3 more skill sets left. Let us move on swiftly to the 14th skill set, which is water technology, under the category of construction and building technology, sponsored by the Namibia Training Authority. And I'll call upon Mr. Tobias Nambala, General Manager for TVET Regulations at NTA, to hand over these medals. I'd also like to call on the medalists to the stage. That is Lucas Wayulu, NAM Water, HRDC. Fanny Walter, NAM Water, HRDC. Sylvanus Nyelekwa, NAM Water, HRDC. And Wilka Stephanus, NAM Water, HRDC. Right, it's now time to find out who is taking which medal. Starting with bronze, we have Lucas Wayulu, NAM Water, HRDC. Also taking the bronze medal, we have Sylvanus Nyelekwa, NAM Water, HRDC. And then taking the silver medal, we have Fanny Walter, NAM Water, HRDC. The gold medal goes to none other than Wilka Stephanus, NAM Water, HRDC. Congratulations to you both, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. We may take our seats. And now we are moving on to web technologies under information and communications, sponsored by the Namibia Training Authority. I call on Dr. Elizabeth Kamutwedu, who is an NTA board member, to help us hand over these medals. While she's making her way to the podium, the medalists, in no particular order: Kakelo Cleopas, Onawa Senior Secondary School. We also have Thomas Shikulo from NAST. And Bevan Kambuanwa, Onawa Senior Secondary School. The secondary schools are representing. All right. Taking the bronze medal in the skill set of web technologies is Thomas Shikulo from NAST. And then we have Kakelo Cleopas, Onawa Senior Secondary School, with silver. The gold medal, of course, goes to Bevan Kabuanwa, Onawa Senior Secondary School. Congratulations to all of you. That is the skill set of web technologies. Another round of applause for them, please. Thank you so much, gentlemen. You may take your seats. Thank you, Madam Kamutwedu, as well. And now we only have one final skill set left. That is the skill set of welding under manufacturing and engineering technology. And the sponsor for this skill set is the National Training Fund, which is represented by Ms. Claretta Hamses, the Chief Financial Officer. Please join us. And the medalists for this skill set are George Victor Enana VTC, we also have Kyle Jacobs, Welding Institute of Namibia, as well as Daniel Ngipandulwa from NIMT Arandis. Well, the bronze medal goes to none other than Daniel Ngipandulwa, NIMT Arandis. Walking away with the silver medal is Kyle Jacobs from the Welding Institute of Namibia. And Enana VTC's George Victor walks away with gold. Congratulations to you, gentlemen. Thank you very much. A round of applause to all the awardees, please. Ladies and gentlemen, and to our viewers that are watching at home, of course, who are waiting for the 8 o'clock news. We are 5 minutes away from 8 o'clock, but we are still handing over some medals here at the National Skills Competition here in Swakopmund. Please note that the news will broadcast right after this award ceremony and closing ceremony of the National Skills Competition. Well, here in the room, are we excited? Are we happy? Well, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, that concludes our medals handover. Let us once again celebrate our winners and give them another round of applause. They deserve it. We will be continuing with the other medals, as I have explained in the beginning, just after a short breather. Please stay with us.
I thank you and welcome to National Skills Competition in Swakopmund.
And from the onset, I wish to state pertinently that TVET should not be an option.
This is one of the most critical expertise in the specific World Skills event. The competition is really tough.
When it comes to competition, challenges is always there. You always find challenges.
From the start, they've been training us throughout. They trained us well.
And these students, when they are done, like for a year, they have to go for another year in the industry where they are going to partake in the same activity.
The fourth National Skills Competition in Swakopmund aligned itself with Namibia's national long-term strategic objective to leverage the technical and vocational education training sector in its critical role in national development, poverty alleviation, and sustainable livelihoods. The skills competition hosted 3 days of discourse that focused on strengthening Namibia's technical and vocational landscape. Day 1 of the conference looked at bridging the digital divide in TVET delivery.
Day 2 looked at advanced discourse on excellence and sustainability in TVET delivery.
I believe fully that a vocational skill is a global passport.
Key presentations emphasized innovation in teaching, institutional transformation, community-based initiatives, and industry collaboration.
Apprenticeships was meant to expose trainees into varied experiences.
This conference provided an opportunity to enable all partners in TVET to effectively address the challenges faced as a sector and build a resilient national training delivery system that prepares individuals for the dynamic and transformative future of work.
When we do international benchmarking, we also see what Botswana is doing, and we look at their population and say we relate to them very well.
The final day of the conference zoomed in on building capacity and growing inclusion. The Namibia Training Authority's hope for the conference is to chart a path forward on how to enhance excellence, grow sustainability, integrate technology, and build pedagogical capacity and streamline inclusion. The TVET sector must also bridge the digital divide by providing digital infrastructure and digital skills training to ensure equitable access to TVET programs.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your patience and for being such a lovely crowd here, and to our viewers at home for being with us here on our platforms. We do, however, regret to announce that we made a few mistakes on some of the skill sets that we announced, and it is just important that we rectify those before we leave here. The mistakes were on two skill sets. I'll start with the first one. And I'll just like to call on these medalists to come onto the stage again, please, so that we correct it. We are not taking away your medals. Don't worry about that. We're just rectifying the type of medals that were handed over. Well, the first one is restaurant services. So I'd like to call on Zelda Friki, Beverly Oasis, and Rauha Oscar to please come onto the stage, please. A round of applause for them. Ladies, thank you so much for your patience. In this skill set, we announced that there were 2 silver medalists and no bronze medals, right? It is, however, not that way. There is a bronze medal, and Rauha Oscar takes the bronze medal. Could you please come and take your position? And then we have Beverly Oasis taking the silver medal. And then we have, of course, Zelda Friki with a gold medal. We deeply apologize for that error. Congratulations to you, ladies. Okay. Just a picture for correction for the media, please. All right, you want me to tell you where they are from? All right, Zelda Friki is from the National Youth Service, Beverly Oasis is from WHCC, and Rauha Oscar is from the National Correctional Service. She's from Onakayale. Thank you very much for that correction. We deeply apologize for that. Onakayale VTC. What a lovely crowd. Amazing. Thank you, ladies. You may take your seats, and we deeply apologize for that. We also have an error in the electrical installation skill set. So I'd please like to call on the medalists to come onto the stage. The medalists in that skill set are, please just give me okay, I've located it. That is Ashimbanga Mbepo from Nakayale VTC, as well as Ian Jones from the Namibia Correctional Service. And Johannes Kwedi. All right, you are all here. Thank you very much. So the correction is that Johannes Kwedi does keep the bronze that you have. So please come and take a stand on the podium. And Ian Jones takes silver. And of course, Ashimbanga Mbepo takes the gold medal. All right, congratulations to you all. Thank you very much. To the ladies that received the other medals, please bring them back. Oh, and the medalists, yes, we need to give away the medal to the silver medalists. That is, of course, by the sponsor of that skill set. The sponsor was Mr. Eric Nengwanya from the NTA. Just to hand over the silver medal. Just to hand over the silver medal to Mr. Ian Jones. Thank you very much. I think you have your gold medal, right? All right. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Those were the only errors. Thank you for your patience and for your kindness. Congratulations to all our medalists. Now, the National Skills Competition Swakopmund 2025 also included a skills exhibition in which more than 30 registered and credible training institutions participated. Exhibitors used the platform to share information about their course offerings to school learners from Erongo region and beyond. We now call upon Ms. Justina Itembu, who is the Vice Chairperson of the National Skills Competition 2025 Steering Committee, who will hand over awards to those exhibitors who, in our view, excelled in engaging learners and in sharing the message of the value of technical and vocational careers. All right, thank you so much for being here. The top 3 exhibitors are, starting with bronze position, we have Hobabas VTC. Do we have the representatives? Of course we do. Hobabas VTC, please come to the podium. Congratulations. In silver position, we have Namwater HRDC. Another round of applause for Namwater, please. And the exhibitor taking the gold position is the Namibia Institute of Welding. Another round of applause to our exhibitors, please. All right. I think the gold position should stand in the middle. In front of the, yes, just there for a beautiful picture. Congratulations to our exhibitors once again. Another round of applause. And now for the big award, the overall best competitor at the National Skills Competition Swakopmund 2025. That is known as the Namibia's Skills Champion. It goes without saying that it must be one of our gold medalists. So one of you who are seated there having a gold medal is walking away with that award. That comes with a check of 20,000 Namibian dollars. Do we know who it is? I love that you're saying no. So let me just get to announcing it. But you know we like to keep you all in suspense here. So I'm going to first announce the top three competitors out of the 179 competitors this year. We have plumbing and heating skill set, represented by Simon Kandadi from Enana VTC. You don't have to come here, it's fine. And then we have Victor Neshila and Philemon Mengela in mechatronics from the Namibia University of Science and Technology. We know that this skill set is competed in pairs of two, thus the two names. And then we have Emmanuel Nathaniel from bricklaying from Balombola VTC. So now that we have the three names, we still don't know who it is? Okay. Well, drum roll, please. Let's clap hands for the announcement. Well, before announcing that medalist, I'd first like to call upon our keynote speaker to please help us hand over this medal. A round of applause for our governor. Thank you very much, Governor. Now, the Namibia Skills Champion goes to none other than Emmanuel Nathaniel from Bricklaying Balombola VTC. Another round of applause. We will have a moment for pictures later. Thank you so much, Honorable Governor, for handing over that medal. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, colleagues. We will have a moment for pictures later. May we please take our seats so we can continue with the program, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Well, those were all the awards and medals that we had to give away at the 4th National Skills Competition. Another round of applause, please. It's also very much important to note that to all our competitors who have not walked away with a medal today, truly, you are not losers. A competition like a skills competition means that you have won because you have crafted and honed your skill. You only became better. So how can you lose when you've become better? Congratulations to all of you. Without wasting any more time, I'd like to call on the a board member from the Namibia Training Authority to give us the thank you remarks. I do not have the name with me here, but it is Madam, yes. Please join us here. Thank you so much. I apologize for that.
Well, that was thrilling. Good evening, everyone, for the final time this evening. My name is Eva Fritz, and I serve on the Board of Directors for the Namibia Training Authority. I stand here on behalf of Mr. Jerome Mutumba, who's our board chairperson, and I'll deliver the vote of thanks as given to me. I've been assigned the responsibility by the organizing committee to register heartfelt gratitude to those who have contributed to this milestone event. First and foremost, a special word of appreciation in absentia to Honorable Sanet Steenkamp, Minister of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sports. You can't hear? Oh, can you hear me now? I overestimated my height. Okay, let me start over. First and foremost, a special word of appreciation to Honorable Sanet Steenkamp in her absence, Minister of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sports, Arts and Culture, and her Deputy Minister, Honorable Dino Palotti. We appreciate the steadfast support and leadership. It serves as an indication of the importance of our government assigns to the strengthening of the TVET sector. We also recognize with appreciation the participation of our Honorable Natalia Huajuses, Governor of the Great Orongo Region. Governor, we thank you. Your support helps us in leveraging the technical and vocational education and training sector. And then to our beautiful Swakopmund host that has been hosting us, Your Worship, Councillor Blasius Khorased, we appreciate the hospitality as well as the excellent collaboration with the Swakopmund municipality. Thank you very much. This event was staged under the auspices of World Skills International. The ongoing support from the international movement has been immense. Without it, we would not have succeeded. We express our gratitude to the World Skills President, Mr. Francis Horrent, and World Skills CEO, Mr. David Hoy. Thank you for the ongoing provision. National Skills Competition Swakopmund 2025 has benefited from contributions from our local industry partners and sponsors. Thank you to our sponsors and suppliers, namely the Namibia Broadcasting Corporation. I believe they've done a brilliant job. Namport, Atlantic Training Institution, Gondwana Collection Namibia, Costex Swakopmund, Ventuk VTC, AfriSay Vocational Training Center, and last but not least, Sunset Events and Catering. Not only is the NBC a sponsor of this event, it was also our official broadcast partner. Through its various radio and television platforms, it took charge of the overall broadcast and streaming effort to audiences across our country. Our sincere gratitude goes to the experts, competitors, workshop managers, and skills assistants who serve this event with passion, diligence, and commitment. A round of applause for them, please. We also recognize with gratitude the invaluable contributions of the media. We acknowledge the tireless and resilient effort of all those project team members that have worked so hard behind the scenes to make all of this possible. And finally, last but not least, a special word of appreciation to all our competitors. This event was about you, and through your disciplined participation, you made it possible for us to make the event about you. Thank you very much. A final round of applause for them. Thanks to all these contributions, National Skills Competition Swakopmund 2025 shaped up to be the thriving platform it has been. Thank you and have a good night.
Thank you very much, Madam Eva Fritz. She is a board member at the Namibia Training Authority, speaking on behalf of Mr. Jerome Mutumba, who is the board chairperson. Thank you for those beautiful closing remarks, and to the NTA for hosting this incredibly important event. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time that I hate so much, which is parting with all of you. Thank you for being such a graceful crowd. Thank you to all the competitors. It was indeed a pleasure being here. It wasn't indeed a pleasure being in Swakopmund. We are really grateful to the leadership of Swakopmund for welcoming us with open arms into their town. May we please all rise for the AU and national anthems.
Let us all unite and celebrate together the victories won for our liberation. Let us dedicate ourselves to rise together to defend our liberty and unity. Oh, sons and daughters of Africa, flesh of the sun and flesh of the sky, let us make Africa the tree of life. Namibia, land of the brave freedom fight, we have won. Glory to their bravery, whose blood waters our freedom. We give our love and loyalty, together in unity, contrasting beautiful Namibia, Namibia, our country, beloved land of savannas, oh God, the banner of liberty. Namibia, our country, Namibia, motherland, we love thee.
We may be seated. Thank you. Well, that concludes the 4th National Skills Competition. It is the competition that was held here in Swakopmund at the MTC Dome. Thank you all for the part that you have played in it all. From myself, Ilago Shitatala, and the organizing committee, thank you for being here. Until next time, goodbye.